Good day, you absolute legends. Welcome to another edition of Cynical Thoughts, the completely unscripted program where I talk about my thoughts and feelings about the game No Man's Sky and or Hello Games, the company. Now, in today's video, the title says it all. Playtime is over. There is going to be a big update and it's just around the corner. We're going to be discussing that as well as a few other things that I have on my mind currently. But before we do get into today's video, as always, ladies and gentlemen, can you please make sure that you are indeed still subscribed to the channel? If you need to resubscribe, please do resubscribe. Or if you have been watching me for a while and you like what I do, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button? You definitely will not regret it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into today's video. Alright, so playtime is over. We've had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's, but this is where the work really starts now. 2025 has literally just hit us and it's a brand new year for updates. And we know going off previous that there is going to be an update either sometime later this month or next month. Probably more odds of next month than this month, to be fair. However, the first update of the year is always a good one to kick off the update season. Now, we are waiting currently for the next installment of Worlds Part 2, which is absolutely amazing because Worlds Part 1, ladies and gentlemen, changed the game forever, in my opinion, and we've spoken about this quite a lot previously about how good Worlds Part 1 was, but Worlds Part 2 is hopefully going to be just as good and or better than Worlds Part 1. I mean, my theory about it is, and again, I've already spoken about this, but my theory about Worlds Part 2 is that it's going to be everything below ground, because Worlds Part 1 changed everything above ground, like with the waves and just with the way that the atmospherics all look. I mean, it changed a lot, it really did. But that was all above ground. But below ground, in the oceans itself, underneath the ground, like the cave systems, like I think a lot of things are going to change again, and I cannot wait to see that next installment. So I'm hoping it's going to be Worlds Part 2. There is a very good chance about it, because in Worlds Part 1, when that update dropped, as we know, in the dossier that like popped up, it says like, you know, Worlds Part 2 coming later this summer or year, whatever it said. And then there was like a mysterious like few like little pieces of updates after that. But when you then loaded up the dossier again after these initial like smaller updates to it, the wording has changed. It said like, you know, just coming later or coming soon. It didn't actually give a time frame, which then a lot of people turned around and went, oh, hang on a minute, that's not quite right, is it? So at the end of the day, we know that Worlds Part 2 is definitely coming, and it is hopefully now gonna be very, very, very soon. And I do have a sneaky suspicion it will be one of the first updates this year to really kick off 2025, which I'm really excited about. Obviously, we know as well that the expeditions that are currently running are now coming to an end, because they are just the expedition reduxes. So once that all comes to an end, as we know, when one expedition drops, another must take its place. And currently, there is nothing after these reduxes. So, again, we can kind of look at that going, right, okay, how long is left with the current expedition? And then that's kind of like a countdown, in my opinion now, of when that ends, there's going to be something to take its place. And that is usually a new expedition from a new update, because expeditions comes with updates, updates comes with expeditions, part and parcel. So that is very, very, very exciting stuff. And we know that is now just literally around the corner. Cannot wait to see what the team do come up with. Hoping it's Worlds Part 2. But you know, it's not just No Man's Sky this year now that we can be excited for, because Light No Fire is just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. And I actually put a poll out not too long ago, and the poll was this: what are you more excited for this year? And it was between No Man's Sky and like No Man's Sky updates anyway, and Light No Fire, the release of it. And you know, the poll was virtually 50-50. I think No Man's Sky beat it just by like a few points, but it was bloody close. It really was. And, you know, it wasn't just like a few people voted, like hundreds of you voted on that topic, which was incredible. So it really goes to show the pure excitement of the upcoming announcement. And a lot of people in the comment section of that post said, look, you'll give us two choices. I would have voted for both if you had the both option. I mean, it just goes to show that people are not just excited for No Man's Sky, but they're also excited for Light No Fire as well, and that's going to be released at some point this year. Now, here's an interesting thing, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think that we will get Light No Fire before we get GTA 6, which is gonna come out first? GTA 6 or Light No Fire? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comment section down below. Which one do you think is gonna drop first? I think it's going to be Light No Fire, because the theory behind it is when GTA 6 comes out, a lot of people will be playing that. It's one of the biggest games of the year when it comes just to the gaming industry in general. It's Rockstar. So I think a lot of people are going to be playing that even over Light No Fire. So I think the smart thing to do is for Hello Games to release that release Light No Fire way in advance before GTA 6 comes out. So then they have plenty of time for people to enjoy it and get the numbers up, get the sales up. Because if they release it like during that time, if they both release at the same time, I fear that Light No Fire won't do as good in the charts. But if they release it at like a good enough time beforehand, I think they'll definitely get the sales. Obviously, it's Light No Fire. It's gonna be amazing, no doubt. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Which one do you think is going to hit first? I'm really curious. So anyway, just very quickly back on to No Man's Sky, where we are talking about obviously updates and things of that nature. When there's going to be an update for No Man's Sky, obviously it all depends on what Hello Games wants to do for 2025, because 2025 right now is kind of an unusual year already, because they have the launch, obviously, of Light No Fire. We won't go back into that again. But they have the launch of the new IP. Plus that, still supporting No Man's Sky. So it's going to be a very busy year for No Man's Sky. Well, it's going to be a busy year for No Man's Sky anyway, but it's going to be a busy year for Hello Games as well in general. So it means it could go off script a little bit with the updates, and it could be updates a little bit out of pattern. And that's probably what I'm expecting to see this year. Not fully normalized patterns when it comes to updates. So anytime, in my opinion, I mean, we've already seen it with the latest patch update I was talking about yesterday. That's hit No Man's Sky already in the experimental, because this patch update was all about mod support and things like that, which is absolutely fantastic for the modding community. But it goes against the normal grain, because they don't usually put out updates at this time of year. It's normally a good few weeks away from now, really, before we even start hearing anything again from Hello Games. But it looks like everyone's back in the studio and working bloody hard already, which is incredible. So already, it's already starting to be an unprecedented year once again. So I think anytime between now and probably this time next month, so there's literally a 4-week time period now where I think we'll start seeing the next snippets of a No Man's Sky update, like a big major update. Obviously, we need to wait for the dominoes to start falling, such as the Steam sales, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo sales. Mr. Merry over on his Twitters being more active, which at the minute is completely cold and silent. But once he starts picking up, he starts being more active, he starts sharing a lot more stuff. That's normally a good indication that things are starting to get moving. And then obviously he'll drop an emoji of some sort. If it's a really big update, he'll drop a GIF emoji as well. The GIF emoji is really only reserved for the peak and the best of what Hello Games has to offer when it comes to updates. So if it's a GIF emoji start off the year, I'm already excited before I even know what it is. As soon as I see that gib emoji, I am super excited, because if it's a gib, ladies and gentlemen, I have a feeling and a hunch it will be Worlds Part 2. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm getting ahead of myself there. But yeah, we'll get the gib emoji, and then we'll also see then on SteamDB, we'll see the internal branch starting to move. We'll start seeing internal branch updates, and then it won't even just be like one internal branch update. It'll actually be probably a good few of them. So, you know, it'll be updates, internal, updates, internal, updates, internal, and then experimental, and then public, and then it'll all just kind of happen at once, and it's craziness. Absolute craziness. And even at the very least, no matter what the update is, we can always count on a few things, such as a new expedition. We can always count on new cosmetic items, new unlocks, and Twitch drops. Anything else after that point is a bonus, and that's the way I always see updates. Anything after just the usual what we normally get is a bonus. But to be fair, I would be happy with patch updates like normal anyway, that are fixing, like, you know, bug problems, multiplayer issues, that kind of thing. So really anything I'm really happy with. I mean, No Man's Sky, even at the end of 2024, is going into 2025 incredibly strong, and we've had a fantastic year in 2024. So I'm really excited to see what the team does come up with next. But ladies and gentlemen, that's just been my thoughts and feelings. Like I said, completely unscripted, and I just wanted to have that chat, get things off my mind today. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I'll be keeping a close eye now on Mr. Murray's Twitter page and so on to start watching the dominoes fall, and I'll be keeping you updated as always. So please make sure that you are subscribed, notification bell turned on, leave a like on this video as always for all the latest and greatest news when it comes up and available. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. Buy the merch. Yeah, I'm hoping to sell my ship today, but I really want a good price.
Hopeful seller Professor Cynical wants to sell his ship. However, it is a tough market. Will he get the price that he's looking for?
Should you trade it, or should you keep it in your inventory? Oh, what a ship. We've been on many adventures together. What do you think? Well, we didn't get the exact price we wanted,